What is the weirdest thing anyone has ever tried to order here? I think that was the question that somebody asked the waiter. And she paused and said, Well, one time a man came through here and he asked if we had any Georgia ice cream. Immediately, we started asking questions that you may have already started formulating. What? What's Georgia ice cream? Is it different than regular ice cream? I didn't know either, she said. And when I asked him, he acted so surprised, like, You don't know no Georgia ice cream? Yeah, I've never heard of that in my life. He said that it was grits. Grits? Yup. She shrugged. We all agreed that that was a pretty weird order and went about our regular mundane requests. But deep in the back of my non-grit eating mind, the story remained. It burned like a question. Why in the cookery would somebody compare ice cream and grits? Do grits taste like ice cream? They sure don't look smooth and creamy. They look gritty. Thus the name. Obviously. And every once in a while, through the years, I would open a search engine and type in Georgia ice cream and be greeted by ice cream locations in Georgia. And then I would add grits, and those locations would be like, yeah, we can also serve breakfast. And so I would just walk away, knowing deep in my heart that nothing short of going to the backwoods of Georgia and finding that man could truly satiate this mental quarry. Then, about a week ago, it happened. My mom made cream of wheat and offered it to me while it was still hot. Now, I've never been a fan of cream of wheat. I tried it as a kid, and yeah, this warrants a backstory. I don't know if you've been here, but when I was a kid, my family would try to get me to eat plain Cheerios sometimes. They would tell me to sweeten them up by adding sugar to the bowl. If you've been here, you might know where I'm going. If you've never been there, let me tell you that when you add sugar to a bowl of cold cereal, it does not magically make the cereal taste good. No, no, no. It makes no difference at all. All the sugar goes to the bottom. It becomes a gross sugar sludge that pools in the bottom of the bowl. None of it sticks to the cereal. None of it floats in the milk, leaving the little kids to keep scooping sugar endlessly, hoping that it will float on their cereal until an older family member sees what's going on and goes, Whoa, 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 stop, stop! What are you doing? And then the little kid's got to be like, you told me to add sugar to fix it. And then a reasonable adult will see the wasted cereal, milk, and sugar and will never try to trick you into eating unsweetened Cheerios ever again. So, when the time came that my cousins were over and I was with them and somebody made cream of wheat, they didn't call it cream of wheat. They called it hot cereal. Hot cereal? I'm thinking the cold cereal, but she made it hot for some reason. And like, I'm down to try new things. And I said, I'll try it. I show up to the bowl. Have you ever seen hot cereal? It went a little something like this. What is this? Hot cereal. What's wrong? Oh, I don't like it. I thought you hadn't tried it. I haven't. Look, I'll help you. You just gotta add sugar and milk. Whoa, whoa, hold the phone, Aunt Susie. First of all, we know from personal experience that adding sugar to cereal does nothing. And milk? What is milk gonna do? Turn this into little pieces of crunchy, colorful floating bites? Yeah, I'd like to see that. So then she made a swamp in my bowl and told me to taste it. A swamp where the water was milk and the land was piles of hot cereal. And then she told me to taste it. We've gone completely off the tracks here. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I don't like unexpected textures in my world. And hot cereal with puddles of milk is an unexpected texture. Oh, you're supposed to stir it together. I'm done listening to you, lady. I don't know if I excused myself or what, but I definitely checked out when they started trying to add jam to the mix. Because at the time, I didn't like jam or jelly either. So here I was, 20-something years later. I've grown an appreciation for oatmeal, such as it is, and an understanding of basic kitchen and food concepts, such as the concept of cereal meaning a grain-based food. So I cautiously agreed to try hot cereal once again. I got a spoonful and ate it with salt and butter, which is delicious. And while I was eating it, Mom goes, Oh, what'd you put in it? And I could tell she was surprised by my choice of cereal topping. So I said, Why? What do you put in it? She says, Oh, I normally do brown sugar, maybe some cinnamon, maybe some milk. I don't eat cinnamon, but I did go back for seconds and I tried some brown sugar, which is pretty good. And then I went back for more seconds with vanilla, but as I was about to add milk to my bowl, it hit me. I have to backpedal again. I've been making coffee at home regularly and recently discovered the magic of putting heavy whipping cream into my coffee. Not coffee creamer, that stuff is not real, and you shouldn't have it anywhere near you, ever. But whipping cream, just a little bit, will do wonders for a coffee. So, what would it do for hot cereal? Cream of wheat, heavy whipping cream. Obviously, this is a match that was meant to be made, set into their names from times long past, waiting to be discovered by me. So yeah, I did that, and I sat down to try my experiment, and suddenly the door was open. Endless possibilities rolled out in front of me. The ratios were just shy of what they needed to be, but it was there for those with eyes to see and taste buds to taste. I had made hot ice cream. It had vanilla, sugar, cream. It was hot, and yet it had structure, very similar to a soft serve or a melty ice cream. Could this be the cousin to the legendary Georgia ice cream known as grits? Grits and cream of wheat don't look too different after all. Maybe. Had I discovered what they meant? The mystery solved, the world open? Anyways, it was a satisfying meal, and I was going to end the video there, but, well, I decided to show you what happens when I Google Georgia ice cream, and the actual explanation did come up this time. It came up with explanations ranging back to 2015, trying to make me look like a lying liar. But here is me reacting to that in real time. Uh, Here we go. Every once in a while, I'll try to look up if it's just this guy. Oh my goodness. And it's never come up before. Every time I've searched Georgia ice cream before, it's been, oh no, now that I've seen this, I can't say what I was gonna say. No! How dare they ruin me with information? There was no way to find this on the internet. Every time I've looked in the past. Look at them being like ice cream, ice cream. I was trying to retroactively fit this in here. I see you AI, seeing me, seeing you, but this grits. Also grits. Also grits. I don't know where these people came from, but they're on the internet now, making me look like a fool. Whatever. Whatever. I'm good. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to go with my previously used recording now. But, I am judging you, Georgia. Now that I know this, I am judging you. What do you mean, no milk, no sugar? Why are you calling it ice cream if there's no dairy in it? I will fight you. Dang, I was gonna make a video. It was gonna be good. Native Floridian term for. Were we casting shade on Georgia? What? This makes sense. Beef between states makes sense. In the good old days, Georgians would eat grits 3 meals a day. Of course, in the modern world of fast food and chain restaurants, even Georgians eat potatoes instead of grits for breakfast anymore. And given the flavorless nature of the large regional and national brand Quick Grits and Instant Grits, who can blame them? Real Southern grits, according to Mark Dixon, aka Captain Zen, sure, are the coarse grind from the old stone grinding mills. The fine grind is cornmeal. They're hominy grows around, but these aren't quite the same. These aren't the same as food made from dried corn from which holes are removed by soaking and boiling because you don't remove the holes or what? Pretty much the same though. If people object to grits, tell them you're serving polenta. Listen, it's not grits. It's fancy grits. Polenta, for those of you who are too stubborn and stiff necked to want to eat something that you see as beneath you, get up off your high horse. Come on, breakfast is served. Grits should be served with salt, pepper, butter, and red eye gravy. Every paragraph. Oh, thank goodness. Country ham, fat. Render the fat. Remove the cracklings. Cook country ham. 2 ingredients. Ham and coffee? Okay, this is 3 ingredients. just in case anybody was still learning to count. Trim the fat from the edges of 4 slices of country ham. Place the fat in an 8-inch cast iron or stainless steel skillet over low heat until it renders to about 2 tablespoons of fat. If you don't have enough, make up the difference with rendered bacon fat or vegetable oil to make 2 tablespoons, 5 to 7 minutes. Remove any cracklings with a slotted spoon, working one slice at a time. Add the country ham to the skillet in a single layer and cook until just warmed through 15 to 30 seconds per side. Do not overcook or the ham will be tough. Transfer the ham to a plate, letting any juices drip into the skillet. Add 1/2 cup strong brewed coffee to the skillet. Cook, whisking constantly until reduced by half, 2 to 3 minutes. Taste and whisk in 1/2 teaspoon packed light brown sugar if desired. Serve immediately. Now, wait a second. Wait a second. The grits should be served with salt, pepper, butter, and red eye gravy. A few drops of Tabasco or other red pepper sauce are permissible. No milk and sugar. Sugar. No sugar. I'm just sitting here. It's a thinking pose, and I'm trying to work out in my sleep deprived, addled mind. They aren't oatmeal or cream of wheat, okay? Some people cook them in milk instead of water, but don't pour milk on them. So you're telling me that you get out some pieces of corn, you cook those down till they're nice and soft, and you put salt, pepper, butter, bacon grease, coffee, and maybe it's not even gravy. That's a sauce. It won't thicken up. It has no roux. It has no cornstarch. It can't thicken up. Why are you calling these things these things? First, it was the ice cream that wasn't ice cream. Now it's the gravy that's not gravy. And the sugar that's not sugar. Red eye gravy is made by pouring coffee into a hot skillet after you fry the country ham slices. You don't need a thickener. I am gonna have to try to make that to understand it. I'm going to have it in front of me. I'm gonna have to see it be made. I'm gonna have to do it with my own hands. All of my coffee I mixed with cocoa powder so that it would be instant mocha mix. I'm gonna have to buy more instant coffee. Okay. All right. Well, that's what a revelation, you know. I'm disappointed because my ice cream solution was much better than this and something I can actually eat. Well, he's an authority on this subject, I tell you. He knows exactly what he's about when it comes to grits, and I know nothing about when it comes to grits. So I should not disappoint myself or allow myself to be disappointed by the concept of so many misnomers in one recipe. But you spend years trying to figure out what that one guy meant, and then you think you figured it out, and you go to make a video about it. You get on the internet and you find out that there was a way to find out, but it was never presented to you before. It's like I got Mandela affected or whatever. It's fine. It's all good, guys. Just put explosions in the background while I say that. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day. Have a grit day. Anyway, don't have a grit day. You don't have to do that. Sounds sandy, gritty. Fine. You can have a grit day. Have a grit day. Bye.